Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at what your main brawler says about you. So there might be some roasts in there, might be some other funny things, but it's just light-hearted fun at the end of the day. Hopefully you guys don't take it to heart, but I'm going to be pretty harsh on some of the brawlers. But if you main Shelly, you're either an OG, so you've been playing since day one of beta, or you're a new player who just loves smashing the auto-aim button, especially with a super up close. If your main is Nita, your sole objective in life is just to throw Bruise straight onto the safe. There could be 500 people shooting at you, but your eyes are only on that safe. If your main is Colt, you really think you're him. You think you're a good player like Equack, but in reality, you're going to be finishing your games 2-9. If your main is Bull, you probably are a big fan of Pika. You've been watching so many of his montages, but you're just not him. Just let it go. If your main is Brock, you just love hitting people with your big rockets. If your main is El Primo, you love RKOing people off the top rope, and you just always want to cause a fight. If your main is Barley, you're a wall hugger. You just love annoying people, just stopping them from regenning. You're not actually doing too much, but you're just frankly being annoying. If your main is Poco, you're either the perfect team player or you're the most selfish player alive. You love using Screeching solo and just sniping people across the map. If your main is Rosa, I don't even know if I know a Rosa main, but you just love bush camping and smashing the auto-aim button brainlessly. If your main is Jesse, you probably love heists just like Nita, but not only that, you love playing against noobs, especially at low trophies, letting the bounces do all the work for you. If your main is Dynamite, you absolutely hate Mortis and Miko. You also always run the Dyna Jump star power and always in comment sections trying to justify that this star power is actually the better one, whilst actually proceeding to do nothing but only just jump around and not actually shoot the opponents. If your main is Tick, you're probably one of the worst players in Brawl Stars history. You just love annoying the enemy team, and quite frankly, no one loves you. If your main is 8-bit, you're probably an old school gamer, and you just absolutely love it when the damage ramps up so much with 8-bit. If your main is Rico, you just love balls. If your main is Daryl, you probably played in beta when he used to be able to roll across the map. He used to be so fun, and now you're just kind of clinging onto that because right now he's very boring. If your main is Penny, you still try and convince people that she's a really strong brawler, but in fact, she's trash. If your main is Carl, you're actually the main character. You love making really good aggro plays. You're actually him. If your main is Jackie, you've probably got a potty mouth, and not only that, you just can't aim, and you just like brainlessly running up the map with zero regard for your life. If your main is Gus, I respect you because you do a lot of underlying work. People really underestimate you, but in fact, you're actually the big carry. If your main is Bo, you just love annoying people, especially with your mines, and you get so aroused when someone steps over your mine and gets stunned. It makes you so excited. If your main is Ems, you're probably addicted to your phone, but not only that, you probably play on your phone with really bad connection, so Ems is just really easy to play and spam out relentless shots. If your main is Stu, you probably have 0 ping and you probably literally live on the servers. You also really love high skill cap brawlers. If you main Piper, you're pretty much the main character and you always have to do everything yourself, just like Thanos, because your teammates are just such noobs, so you really have to carry them. If your main is Pam, then you just love thick mamas and you just love the play title Your Mom. What's not to love about Juicy Pam? If your main is Frank, then you've probably just like Frank, you've got a blockhead and you just look like a tanker as well. I don't know how you can main Frank. If your main is BB, then you're probably annoying, but not only that, you're annoying Brawl Stars because you've been begging for a BB buff for about 5 billion years. If you main B, then you probably just love the fact that you don't get punished for just spamming out shots relentlessly, but not only that, you just love the satisfying 3K shot. If your main is Nanny, then you just love the challenge of having to precisely think about every single shot that you put out, but not only that, you love zooming around the map like you're playing Mario Kart with the Super. If your main is Edgar, well, where do I actually start here? You're probably 10 years old and you probably spend all of your time outside of Brawl Stars trying to convince people in the YouTube comment section on Reddit that Edgar is actually secretly OP, but in fact, all you do is bush camp in solo showdown. If your main is Griff, then you're probably an NPC. You're always defending him in the comment section, saying he's an underrated brawler, when in fact, you're just existing and you're not really doing anything for the team. If your main is Grom, then you just love annoying people by standing behind unbreakable walls and just spamming out your shots. If your main is Bonnie, then you probably despise throwers because you get so much thrill out of jumping straight on top of poor defenseless throwers. If your main Gale, wait, Gale mains actually exist. If your main is Colette, then seriously seek therapy. You really need to get some help. If your main is Belle, then you love doing the dirty work, even if you don't get the praise that you deserve. If your main is Ash, then you just love stomping your way through teams. If your main is Lola, then you just love the combination of all the damage you can get with her kit, with the super damage gear, improvise, and all of that stuff combined. You could just shred through people. If your main is Sam, then I respect it because you never give up, even on a tough matchup and you're going 0 and 10. You know that you just need that one moment to really pop off and change the game. If you main Mandy, then you probably love snipers, but you're not actually good enough to play brawlers like Piper and Nani, which requires skill, and you just let the star power do all the work for you, and you might randomly get some good super kills blindly. If your main is Maisie, then you either love abusing the meta or you love combo strikes. There's nothing more satisfying than chaining 2-3 supers in a row. If your main is Hank, then you just love milk. You're pretty much a milkman. If your main is Pearl, then you're probably really old because she plays so slow, or you just love the satisfaction from running out of the bush with the overcooked gadget and just one-shotting someone. If you main Mortis, then you probably hate every single brawler that comes out because every new mechanic counters you, but not only that, you've probably watched too many trick shot montages, you've watched too much odds of them, Pizza God, YDE, and you think you're him, but instead you just end up dashing into walls. Just please stop it. If you main Tara, then you just love absolutely clutching up, getting team wipes with your super. If your main is Jean, then I absolutely love you, but you also just love stopping the opponents regenning, just chipping them down consistently. You know you're just angering them, but not only that, you love auto-aiming and missing your pull. If your main is Max, then you just love energy drinks, but not only that, you think you're Tensai and you just wiggle your analog stick like crazy, but instead you just get 2-tapped by the Piper. If you main Mr. P, then you really need to take a shower because you stink. If your main is Sprout, then you just love ruining people's day. You will see a spike on their enemy team and you will literally chase them for the whole duration of the map just to make their life hell. If your main is Byron, then you just love pocket healing your teammates, but not only that, you love the satisfaction from chaining your supers and hitting multiple shots in a row. If your main is Squeak, then you just love being annoying, but not only that, using all 4 of your residue gadgets on one singular person because you just want to make them rage. If your main is Lou, then you're probably a hot zone enthusiast, but not only that, you just love seeing tanks suffer and just making them freeze to death in your super. If your main is Russ, then you probably love dogs in real life, or you just love brawlers like Rico. If you main Buzz, then you have 0 patience. You just want to be hooking people 24/7, and you literally think you're Spider-Man the way you're dashing around the map. If your main is Fang, then you try and convince yourself that you're skillful, but you're really not because the game literally does all the work for you. You can just hit your super onto anyone and it will just team wipe automatically for you, just spamming the auto aim button. I literally hate you if your main is Fang. If you main Eve, then you probably hate Mortis, or you just like the ability to go over water, which no other brawler has. If your main is Janet, then you're probably a simp and you probably need to seek therapy. Also, you really persist that she's still one of the best brawlers in the game, even after a ton of nerfs. If your main is Otis, then you probably enjoy nothing except for seeing assassins just absolutely suffer. If your main is Buster, then you probably abused him when he was completely broken on release, and now you're just kind of stuck maining him. If your main is Grave, then you're either really good at juking, or you keep trying the gene pool mechanic, where you teleport and gadget, but you miss every single time, so please stop doing it. You just suck. If your main is RT, then you're either a stalker or you just love being a team player. There's no in between. If your main is Willow, then you've probably been crying since her release because she hasn't even been close to the meta and you're always in the other throwers' shadows. If your main is Doug, then you probably love wieners. If your main is Chuck, then you love winning games fast and abusing him in heist. If your main is Charlie, then you just love broken mechanics because she's been insane since her release, or you're probably a simp. If your main is Miko, then you probably love bullying everyone in Showdown, or you just love being a pest. If your main is Spike, then you probably think he's really cute, or you just love randomly spamming out shots with curveball, not even having to aim, and you just randomly hit people and kill them. If your main is Crow, then you just absolutely hate people healing. You'll just go for every single person, just getting one shot on them just to annoy them. If your main is Leon, then you absolutely love jump scaring people and making game-changing plays. I rate you. If your main is Sandy, then you're simply just too tired to even try in Brawl Stars, so you like to play an easy brawler like Sandy. If your main is Amber, then you just love not letting go of the auto aim button. If your main is Meg, then you just love staying alive. You're literally invincible and you love it. If your main is Surge, then there's 2 versions of you. you either at stage 4 for the whole of the game, just absolutely dominating the whole lobby, or you're stuck at stage 1 for 2 minutes and you continue shooting at the other people like it's their fault. If your main is Chester, then you love RNG, but at the same time you love trying to justify that he's secretly strong, and again, he's just not. Just please stop. If your main is Cordelius, you're clearly toxic and you love teaming in Showdown. If your main is Kit, then you either love cats or you love abusing broken and brawlers. So that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know whether I was too harsh on you guys or simply just right. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.